Taskmaster said LeoDex needs to build synthetics into the platform to allow investments in derivatives of some of this stuff. So the beauty of LeoDex is that we don't actually have to build anything into the platform other than the essentially the rails to interact with things like Maya protocol, which it already has. And then, down the line, we're going to integrate Thorchain and ChainFlip. And, by doing this, Thorchain and Maya already have synthetic assets in different forms. And I think it's actually been discussed that Thorchain would one day have, synthetic forms of like, gold and potentially other things because, using the base layer protocol, you can kind of build some really interesting products on top of that. So, the beauty of LeoDex is that we're just positioning to benefit from whatever they end up developing, long term. So, some of the things that are coming to Maya are like streaming swaps, and Thorchain aggregation, and we kind of automatically adopt the value essentially that they're building. Thorchain is working on, order books and futures with perpetual swaps. So, and various forms of perps and derivatives. So, LeoDex ultimately just benefits from being positioned in the right place. And then all we have to do is build it, build the front end for the back end that they're already building. And building a good front end, I think, is something that our team is uniquely good at. So we're just going to keep getting better and better at building better front ends. So by positioning ourselves so that and that was kind of the topic of this AMA as well, is that the future of Web3. We're positioned really nicely with Inleo being on the Hive blockchain and benefiting from the growth of SocialFi. And then we're also positioned very nicely with LeoDex being built on Maya protocol right now, obviously integrating Thorchain and ChainFlip later. We're very nicely positioned on that front for this multi-chain decentralized exchange future that I think is just getting started. When you look at the trading volume of Thorchain, it's continuing to grow. And I think that is just it's gonna be an up and to the right type of dynamic, because the need and desire for decentralized exchanges has only increased with time. And I think it will only keep increasing. So I like our positioning a lot. I put out a tweet and a thread yesterday talking about the positioning of the Leo token, being at the center of SocialFi and the multi-chain DEX, movement. So I'm very happy with that overall positioning. Godfish asks, aren't you afraid that LeoDex depends on somebody else's solution and will to innovate? It's merely a front end and access point, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And that means that you get the highs and the lows of it. So, being that LeoDex is just a front end for Maya, and then obviously for Thorchain and ChainFlip later, we are kind of, we're only as good as the protocol we're built on. That being said, I think it's pretty obvious that, Thorchain, Maya, and ChainFlip and whatever may come in the future in terms of cross-chain dexes, is only going to grow. So I'm very convinced about the narrative, and I'm very convinced about those teams that are out there building in this space. So yeah, I'm not worried about the fact that we are just a front end for those protocols, because I don't think those protocols are going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of projects like it's
Eric, I think your camera turned off on the
oh
Zoom.
that's
Eric faded to black.
that's weird. Yeah,
He's back.
I actually thought you were
Yeah.
AFK, and then I heard you talking, and I was like, wait, he's still
Yeah.
here.
Threw me as well.
No. Okay, what I was gonna say is that the protocol is important, but it's also about how you sell the protocol. So yes, some people could say, oh, but it's not your product, it's just the front end. Yeah, but if you think about it, if you put enough features and enough things on top of it, like people go on Facebook not because they like the code behind Facebook. They just like how Facebook sells interactions. They just like how Facebook sells, I don't know, how can they browse cat pictures on the internet. So it's the same here. It's all about how you present how people swap, how you present how people can interact, I don't know, with perpetual dexes, etc. So I don't think it's a problem. But I mean, that's just my opinion.